or welcome back to my channel. It feels so good to be saying those words. It has been ages since my last video. It's been 4 months since I uploaded my record collection, which was my last video, and so much has happened, while at the same time nothing has happened. Wanted to do a little weekly vlog, catch up, talk about what I've been up to, talk about what I've been reading. First, I just want to apologize that I have not posted in ages. To put a long story short, I have been in the biggest reading slump. I have not read a single book in 2026. That is a crazy sentence. I usually would have read maybe like 30 books by now. I've been struggling with reading so much. These are all of the books I'm in the middle of. What? None of those books have caught my attention to the point where yesterday I went to the library. I got myself a library card. I needed to get a new library card. I had to renew my license, change my address, all these things. And I was like, I need to utilize Libby. I just need to like pick a book, and if I don't like it, stop reading it. But I can't keep like buying books and doing that because your girl's a little broke. I got a lot of things coming up in the second half of this year that I'm slowly paying for, and so I don't got a lot of fun money to spend on books right now. Right now I'm also reading a book on my Kindle, The North Wind. I don't know anything about this book. Also part of the reason I haven't been reading and I haven't filmed videos or anything. We're just like getting into this. I really miss talking to you guys. Hello. I hope you have some coffee. Let's have our morning coffee together. I think part of what really made this book slump bad for me is I kind of stopped watching BookTube. I'm not gonna lie. It got to a point where it felt, I don't even know how to like describe it, just very catty. If you don't know this, I've talked about this before, but I'm a Minnesota resident. Everything that was happening in the beginning of this year and is still happening, I don't want people to think that that stuff is not still going on just because people aren't reporting about it and it's not as popular to talk about it. It is still very much affecting our communities to this day. When all of that stuff was happening, I lost a lot of respect for a lot of bookish creators that I thought would talk about it and then they didn't, and just it kind of ruined the content for me. So I've taken a step back from like watching bookish content, which I also think impacted how motivated I felt to read books. I also like don't know what's popular in the bookish spaces. I just learned last week that Emily Henry has a new book coming out. I also just learned that Abby Jimenez released a new book. Like I'm so out of date with bookish things. I want to like slowly get back into it. I don't know if I'm ever going to be as into it as I was. I don't know. Reading is just such a positive hobby for me to have, and I've been struggling especially with the last week where I will come home from work and the gym and I kind of just sit in my apartment and I'm like, okay, what now? And I just kill time until I go back to bed to then wake up to go to work. That is not a good thing. So I want to kind of force myself to get back into reading, really take this week to force myself to do the hobbies and the things that I've been loving. I've always been into the gym, but recently I just started doing yoga each night and that has been amazing. If you do not like working out, I would just recommend go for your hot girl walk, listen to music, listen to an audiobook, and then do some yoga. My body feels the best it's ever felt since I started doing yoga. But this morning when I woke up, I did force myself to read 10% of the book that I'm reading. Like I said, I'm reading The North Wind, The Fourth Winds. I don't know who the author is. It's like not showing it to me. I forgot how to use a Kindle. I would just like to say, I really want a Kobo Libra color, but I want it like when my e-reader goes bad because like there's no point of extra electronic waste. This works perfectly fine. But now, like yesterday was the first day in months that I watched some booktube videos. Everyone has Kobos. What did I miss? Anyways, The North Wind by Alexandra Warwick. I don't know. It was available at the library and I was like, just let me have it. I read 10% of it this morning, so I'm right now at 35% of the book. I'm gonna be honest, this book is kind of written like fanfic. Like the way that the main character talks reminds me of like YN on Wattpad. And the book is like not great in my opinion, but at the same time, I don't think I could tell you anything that this book is about. It's Beauty and the Beast meets Hades x Persephone, which is why I picked it up because I love Hades and Persephone. I've read so many Hades and Persephone retellings. It's probably one of my favorite Greek mythology stories, but I'm gonna be honest. The main character is insufferable. Honestly, if she would have just shut fuck up, none of this book would have happened. And the main guy character literally says that to her. The main guy is like this god. He's basically like Hades. He has to take a wife from this village, and the main female main character's sister was in the group of women that were supposed to be like chosen from, and then she basically like insults him and makes the attention from him go to her sister, and then he chooses her sister, and she's like, absolutely not. Bitch, if you would have just shut the fuck up, he wouldn't have even noticed your sister. Honestly, this female main character is so insufferable. My goal this week is to finish this book. Then I do have one other book. I got this yesterday at the library. Usually when I go to the library, I never get physical copies. I'm always too scared that I'm not going to return them in time. But this new library, the librarian was so sweet, and this was in the stack of like new books that they had. Lost Souls Meet Under a Full Moon. It looks so intriguing. A person who connects the living and deceased and lets them like meet to have a conversation. It very much reminds me, not that like the storylines are in the same way, but in the magical realism story way, it reminds me of I'm forgetting the name of it, the cafe. So I would really like to read this one this week. I read like the first 2 pages while I was at the library, and the writing seems very easy to digest. It's also only 240 pages, so I feel like this one will be pretty easy to get into. I will also talk about all of the books that I'm in the middle of. These are probably just gonna go back on my TBR because I cannot be bothered. It feels so good to be back and filming, and I'm gonna make some breakfast, and I will talk to you probably later today. They played Pied Piper last night. BTS, what the fuck? I was not at that show. How are you gonna play the one song that was the surprise song that I wanted? Literally the entire fandom on TikTok is in shambles right now. Add it to the set list. It is right now Monday, after work, after the gym. I did not want to go to the... My bed is not made. Ignore how messy my bed is. I'm not in the mood today. I didn't want to go to the gym. I ended up still going because I was like, I gotta show up for myself even if I don't want to. And I ended up going on the stair climber, and I was watching Attack on Titan. That's also a new update with my life, is I've gotten into anime. My favorite anime so far that I've watched is JJK. I'm right now watching Attack on Titan, and then after I finish Attack on Titan, I'm gonna start, well, I did already start solo leveling. I'm not gonna lie, Attack on Titan took me a while to get into because why is that what the Titans look like? And the way that they run, like I cannot take them seriously when they're on the screen. I thought I would give some reading updates, like slight updates. I made it last night to 59% through the book. My goal was to get to, wait, did I? Hello, it's waking up. 1 second. I made it to chapter 28, otherwise 59% through the book. My goal last night was to get to 60%, but honestly, it was more satisfying to end on a chapter than to end in the middle of a chapter at 60%. I would like to get 25% of this book read tonight because I would like to finish it tomorrow. I'm still not really live, laugh, loving this book. Our love interest in this story, I don't know, I feel like there's no chemistry between those two characters, and they had a moment, and I know it's supposed to be like the turning point, but like I just don't see a connection with the two characters, so I don't care. Honestly, I would have been further in this book if I wasn't watching TV at the same time. I usually never watch TV, like I'm not gonna lie. I usually watch maybe one TV show a year, but anime is just the best. It's 20-minute long episodes, there's always something happening, you're never bored, and so I really have to force myself to lay down right now and read this. But actually, I saw this on Instagram on an ad. Book of the Month is doing a deal for April where it's 100 cents for you to join, so it's $1 for your first box. I've never had Book of the Month. I've always kind of wanted it, but honestly I've always wanted it to be kind of like gifted to me because I think that Book of the Month would be like such a cool present to give someone, and I'm not the type of person to like get a subscription like that. But there is a book in the selection for this month that is a workplace romance, and it takes place in New York. The cover I think is so cute. It's a debut from Rachel Wood. I haven't seen anything of it. I haven't heard anything of it. That one or Yesteryear. I know Yesteryear is being made into a movie, but either of those would be kind of cool. And I don't know, maybe Book of the Month would be fun to each month pick a book and then do like a reading vlog reading the book that I choose. This is not sponsored. They do not know that I exist. So I think I'm gonna look on Goodreads and see the reviews of that book. Actually, let's look right now and see if my library has that book. Ah! Wait, I don't need to do that, period. But do I still want to do it? 100 cents, like that's just unheard of for a book. If anyone was curious and wanted a Bella update, I just woke her up. She was taking a nap on the couch. You know how I said I was like, I don't feel this connection between them. He was just teasing her and he started giggling. Fuck! I kind of get it now. Okay. So, remember when I said I was only gonna read to like 80% of this book? I'm at 95% and I just made myself a Ninja Creamy and we're just gonna sit and finish this. I made a little chocolate froyo Ninja Creamy. Sarah and Gus found one of these discounted and I was not shutting up about wanting one of these. So they gave it to me for my birthday. Let's try it. I did Greek yogurt, a little bit of milk, sugar-free chocolate pudding, stevia, vanilla extract, and then I mixed it up and then I put in some walnuts. And I put a little salt on top just to make it like a salted chocolate moment. That is really good. If there's something that you need to know about me, I will always be having a sweet treat. Let's finish this book. Tell me why chapter 43 is the definition of love. Get out of here with that. I think this book is gonna end on like a cringy I love you moment. I believe this is a standalone fantasy, so like that's fine, I guess. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna skip this epilogue. I don't care. They're baking a cake in the epilogue, if you care. What are we gonna rate it, team? Say it with me. 2-star. It feels good to have like finished a book because it has been a really long time since I finished a book. I've always known this when it comes to fantasy. I actually prefer really long fantasy books because I prefer the world building aspect of this. This was definitely more romance driven. I didn't feel like I was immersed in the world. Nothing felt like high stakes. So that was fine, I guess. It does feel really good though to have read that book very quickly. Now we can move on to the next book. I personally don't think that there's a better feeling than when you have just deep cleaned your entire apartment and then took an everything shower. Like I feel like I'm on top of the world right now. My space is so clean. I'm ready to just lay down, watch a few booktube videos and get back into the book that I've been reading. Last night I did start Lost Souls Meet Under the Full Moon. I didn't end up really filming anything yesterday because it was a pretty boring, typical night after work. I cooked a good meal. That's something I've really been enjoying as I've been getting older. I think I've really been enjoying the like mundane routines and like romanticizing them. So cooking has been something that I've really been loving. I did a little bit of book journaling yesterday, just wrote down some notes of the North Wind and then did actually end up reading the first chapter of this book. I think this might be a 5-star read, which is crazy because for me, this being like my first week back reading after what, a 4-month break, I kind of thought it would take me a while to get back into feeling like a love for books. This is just amazing. So this book is 4 separate stories. All 4 of these stories revolve around someone who wants to meet with someone who has passed away, and they basically have to go with, I forget if it's the go-between. Yes, they have to meet with the go-between, and that is a person who will basically meet with the deceased person and say, this person would like to have one last meeting with you. Do you accept or no? But the thing is when you're alive, you can only do it once. So you can only talk to one dead person. And also when you've passed away, you can only do it once. So you can only talk to one living person. It's 4 separate stories kind of, but I believe it's going to be the same go-between character. The first story that I read last night was a fan and an idol, which I think is very interesting. I am now into K-pop, and so I think it was just such an intriguing dynamic to read about because this person, they like technically didn't really know each other, but they had one encounter, and that encounter really kind of changed the trajectory of the person who's alive, their life. So it was such an interesting story. The writing is genuinely so easy to read. It went by so fast. The first chapter is like 40 pages and I felt like I read it in like 2 minutes. It was so well written and well done. I don't know why I don't like this one, and what is the cafe book? I keep forgetting this title. Whatever. I always tend to really love Japanese translated fiction. I believe this is Japanese translated fiction. Yes. I don't know what it is. I always tend to love Japanese translated fiction, but for some reason I've yet to allow myself to buy it when I see it in the bookstore. The crazy thing is, today I was actually going through my camera roll because I posted on my Bookstagram. I haven't posted on that in so long. I really want to be better about posting on that. And I was going through a lot of my posts because I wanted to do kind of like an update, what I've been up to in the past couple of months. And I actually took a photo of this book in my camera roll. One of my favorite things to do in a bookstore, if I don't either have money to buy the book or if I just have a lot of books in my TBR, a lot of books in my Libby, whatever, I will just take photos of the books that interest me and then I'll come back to it. But this one, I totally forgot that I had taken a photo of it. Like, that's crazy. I'm gonna save this for before bed. I would honestly like to finish this today because tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment, and on the way back from my doctor's appointment, I would like to just drop this back off at the library. But I'm gonna watch a few booktube videos. I've been getting back into watching bookish creators a little bit, but I think I'm just gonna stick to like the few people that I really like. I really have been loving watching and catching up on Sarah Caroli's videos. And then also, I think her name is Kaylee's Book Club. She's just very chill and like real, and she's like one of those people that I watch her and I'm like, we would be friends. And that's kind of the vibe that I love in booktube. So I'm gonna watch a couple book videos, have some dinner, and then we are gonna read this book, and I'm so excited. I'm literally enjoying this book so much that I just texted my grandma about it, and I was like, hey, if you need a book rec, you should check this one out. But I really wanted to read a passage from this so that you could understand how beautiful this writing is. I want to finish this book tonight, but I also like don't want to like rush reading it because I'm enjoying it so much. So this one is Person Who Lost Her Friend. It didn't seem real. Her loss felt like when you're looking for something you've misplaced, but only temporarily. Like a form you had to hand in at school, or the train ticket you're sure you put in your pocket, but you can't find it now that your train has pulled into your station. You panic, but you're sure it has to be somewhere. You just haven't looked there yet. Like I know that paragraph is so simple, but it's so beautiful. Just the way that these stories are written are so beautiful. I'm really sad that like I didn't buy this book because I really want this on my bookshelf. Oh, it's so good so far. Oh my god, I was not expecting that. Okay. I'm right now in the library parking lot. I'm about to return Lost Souls Meet Under a Full Moon, and I wanted to give my full opinions on this book because I did finish this today, and oh, this book is a 6-star read. This book is so good. I finished the last 2 chapters. So I originally thought this book was going to be 4 chapters, but it's actually 5. You have the 4 chapters of the characters who want to meet with the soul in the afterlife. And then the last chapter is actually of our go-between character. It's the story of how he became the go-between character. But oh my god, the last chapter of this book wraps the entire story together so well because you're seeing the behind the scenes of what he was doing to help the other characters have their meeting, and there's something that happened with his parents and you kind of figure out the mystery. I just genuinely, this book is so good. I think everyone needs to read it. This is a 6-star read. Such a beautiful piece of fiction, and I'm sad that I read it through the library because I would love to have this on my shelf, but also I'm glad that, you know, my library even had this as a book. I'm going to return this so that we can start our next book when we get home. Good morning. Happy Saturday. I'm actually filming right now on my new camera lens. I bought a new camera lens because this is my other camera lens. Love this. This is huge. I have a few trips coming up later this year that I would really like to film, and so I had to get a smaller camera lens, and it's really weird because it's not as like wide angled as I'm used to. It is right now Saturday, May 2nd. I've been up for a while. I had some breakfast this morning, and then I pulled out my old content planner, and I've been planning out some videos for this May. I think this week has been the most I've felt like me in a really long time. Like, I feel so motivated and so excited to read, just excited to be alive. I don't know how really to word it. I love making videos and I love reading, and I don't know. This has been really good for me and I'm really glad that I did this. I thought I would give a little update because last night I did start the book that is the last book of this video. So I'm right now reading Passion Project. This book was super viral when it first came out. I remember seeing this everywhere on BookTube. I don't know why I never picked it up. It just like, it was fine, but it never really intrigued me. And I finally picked this up. I'm right now on page 151. I'm 44% through the book. I did a little TikTok reading vlog last night, so that was kind of what I focused on instead of this video, and I thought I could just catch you up on what's going on in the book. Passion Project is about our female main character who she suffers with a lot of mental health issues that really impacts her relationships with people. From what I can see, obviously she has anxiety, but I think she also has a very bad depression that comes in kind of like episodes. Now, I'm medicated. I'm on antidepressants. I have in the past dealt with depressive episodes that put me into derealization. I every day deal with a lot of anxiety. So seeing a character like this is very intriguing to see how this author wrote this character, because I relate a lot to this character, not only with the mental health aspect of it. This character is also like introverted. What I really connect with this character in this, hey, can I speak? This is my first cup of coffee today and I feel like I can't get words out. She has a very hard time, I don't want to say keeping relationships, but kind of like nurturing her relationships in her life because of her mental health. And that has always been something that I've really struggled with. I'm a very big introvert, and also my mental health, like I isolate myself a lot. I always second guess interactions with people that at the end of the day, I know they love and care about me, but I'm always like, oh, did I just ruin this friendship because I said this, or was this not taken the right way? So it's very interesting to see this character that I relate a lot to and how she's written and how she's going about things. Also because obviously this is a romance book. It's so nice to see a character, the male main character, like she's trying to push him away so many times and he's not letting her, and he's not pressuring her, at least right now, in like a romantic way. He's going about it as, I just want to be your friend and we're gonna go on these adventures. She's a temp, so being a temp, you kind of just work random jobs here and there, and so the passion project that they're going on is trying to help her find her passion in life. The way that he's going about getting to know her is in a friendship way instead of it just being a romantic way. And honestly, friends to lovers is probably, I didn't think it would ever be something that I loved as much as I do now, but I think someone taking the time to get to know someone before it ever becomes romantic is just so beautiful. I have a little bit left of my coffee, and the only plans I have today are to go to the gym, and then tonight I'm going to The Devil Wears Prada 2 with my mom, my sister, and my brother-in-law. So we're just gonna sit and read for like a good hour this morning, chill, hang out, and I would like to finish this book today. I don't know if that will happen, but we'll try. Do you guys ever lay down like this and your legs start like getting numb? Stella's right there. You can't even see her. I think she's mad that I'm not laying by her. This is cute. This girl is definitely an avoidant attachment, and like, girl, me too. She just ran into Henry, our male main character, at this event. Of course Henry's here. Why wouldn't he be? He's everywhere. I would not be surprised if Henry had an army of identical siblings lurking around New York City, all on a mission to catch me in humiliating positions. But this is him, the one and only Henry, and I hate how my heart is racing just looking at him. I feel like me doing an outro like this is very circa 2019 YouTube. I did not finish this book. I'm right now in chapter 24 of Passion Project. Loving it so far. After I'm done editing this, I'm gonna go back to reading. Thank you for watching this video. If you've watched to this point, it feels so good to like be back filming and editing and doing all of this. I can't explain how happy I am to be back filming and doing this. That is all for today's video. I will definitely be seeing you very soon. Thank you for watching again, and if you're not already subscribed, make sure to do that. Yes, I will see you very, very soon. Bye.